We're going to be debating Grand Canyon and the features of Grand Canyon, so I want to show you what they are. Grand Canyon is 216 miles long, and it starts where the Little Colorado River joins the Colorado River, and it flows through the Kaibab Plateau. It doesn't flow around it, it flows through it. And then Marble Canyon is north of that. That's 61 miles long. And Marble Canyon is way different than Grand Canyon. It's narrower, it's steeper, and it's got side canyons that may be unique in all of the world. And then we've got the same elevation. I encourage people to go into en-us.topographic-map.com. And then wherever you click, you can get the elevation. So you can play around with this, see if I'm doing it right. The river flows into the canyon at 3,100 feet, and then it flows out at 1,200 feet. And yet in the middle, the Kaibab Plateau, it flows through at 8,000 feet above sea level. So it's a mile above the river on the north rim. On the south rim, it's 7,200 feet above sea level. And then you just go around over here, that's 6,000 feet, 4,100 feet, 6,300 feet, 5,500 feet. And then on the north, it's even lower, 4,300 feet, 5,200 feet, and 4,700 feet. And then we have this funnel right here, which is, we'll zoom in on this. This is where Vermilion Cliffs and Echo Cliffs used to be joined at one time. And now this funnel is formed, and it's 18 miles long and it's 12 miles wide. And I took a picture from that direction looking at the cliff. And you'll notice that it's 2,000 feet high, and the layers tend to slope upward toward Grand Canyon. And those white spots on the bottom at the base of the cliff, those are houses. And then this is, if you want to see this picture, go into YouTube and the Brian Nickel channel and check out the origin of Grand Canyon. He's halfway up Echo Cliffs. That's 12 miles over there to Vermilion Cliffs. And those cracks in the middle, one crack is the Marble Canyon, and the other one is one of those barbed canyons. And then if you look up the funnel, that's 12 miles wide. And then to put it in perspective, this is what Grand Canyon would look like. Grand Canyon would be a drop in the bucket compared to that funnel. And then we got potholes on Echo Cliff. And potholes are formed when a rock gets in an eddy or a vortex in fast-flowing water, goes round and round and cuts into the softer sediment. And these potholes are 3,300 feet above the river on a 2,000-foot cliff over 4 miles away from the river. And then we've got barbed canyons. These are very unusual. It's like the tributaries are flowing one way, and then they do a U-turn. You notice here, the big picture here, at the bottom, the elevation is 5,500 feet above sea level, and at the top, it's 4,000 feet above sea level. So the land is sloping to the north, and it drops 1,500 feet. And if you look at the individual canyons, this one drops from 5,500 feet to 5,300 feet, 4,700 feet to 4,500 feet, 4,600, and you get the idea. It's all sloping pretty much towards the north, and yet the Colorado River flows to the south. And then we've got side canyons. These are canyons that are just as deep as the river, and the northern canyons are longer than the southern canyons. And you've got the inner gorge, which is 1,200 feet deep through the hard crystalline rock, and that's a 46-mile gorge. And then you got a block near Isis Temple. It's 5 to 10 tons, and it's been raised up into sedimentary rock. And then you've got layers of sedimentary rock that are bent. And then you've also got a Grand Canyon caverns. They're 63 miles long. If you want to look at them, you got to take an elevator 21 stories down, and they're larger than 3 football fields. And then you've got Red Butte and Cedar Mountain, and these really aren't part of Grand Canyon, but they give a clue of how it happened. Red Butte is 1,000 feet of Mesozoic sediment capped with volcanic rock, and Cedar Mountain is similar, and you can see that from the Desert View Tower. And